Yo,
Yo, how's it going?
it's going well. How's it going with you?
Nice, pretty good. It's like you might be a little quiet. Can you say something really quick?
Sorry, I'm just speaking quietly. It's actually, I don't think it's very quiet. Unless it is quiet.
Okay, I think you're good.
Okay.
Just double checking. Um,
Okay.
okay, cool. Let's just hop right in. Let's get the intro out of the way first, then we can move into like what the lesson is for.
Word.
So let's just do like your tag, where you're from, how long you've been playing, and like goals for the game.
Word. Oh, wow, excuse me. All right. My tag's Nurok. I'm from MDVA. I've been playing, I think my Smash Bros. Account was like 2009, 2008. So since then, uh,
Mm-hmm.
had a bit of a tumultuous history with Melee and also life. So I stopped here and there, but I think this year I've been trying to take it a little bit more seriously
Mm-hmm.
because I finally settled things in my life. So that's
Yeah, I
always
mean
been a
that's
lot
great to
better.
hear.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. For me, I chose not to concentrate on video games, just try and get like my career and shit going, and then finish that, and then go back to Melee. That's pretty much how it's always been. So yeah, that's pretty much a short intro. I've been
Mm-hmm.
pretty much mid tier for forever. I think I'm like the quintessential
And
mid
which
mid.
character do you play?
I mean, I'm sorry, quintessential mid skill level, like Falco.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been, it's like I think for my entire career, I always passed. I always got to round two. I always pass pools. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always cuss PR and MDVA. I'm always pretty much right before anyone you start getting good. So I think this year I'm trying to get to that next level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
Well, you just cut off.
oh,
Hello? Oh, you just cut off.
here, there we go.
Okay.
That was my bad. I like adjusted my microphone and I think the cord like loosened for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah,
that.
and I do have like tangible goals besides, like up in the air goals. Like I just want to be better. Like I do have tangible goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just, this or that. It's I think for me it's get more consistent with both with who I'm beating. Make sure that uh like I'm getting into that level where I'm either fighting for like fighting against the top level players in this game and like giving them a challenge regardless of whether I win or not. Like take a game, bring it to game five, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like actual tangible goals, I think my one goal is to win the cave, which is like a local here in MDVA. So
Okay.
yeah, that's like probably my one tangible goal.
How close have you
Uh,
been getting to winning those?
I mean, listen, I've been close. I got second a couple
Okay,
times.
okay.
Yeah, I usually I get like if the good players are there, like if well Kevin Maples just kind of crowns like destroys everyone. So usually if he's
Mm.
there, he's just gonna win. But I think I want to get to the point where I'm either challenging him or like beating the other players in my region. Like so, it's like the cave has people like that I'll be playing would be Frostbite, Malachi, Trucebox, Kevin Maples, Vintage would be another one. Sometimes Zane comes. Like I want to be the kind of I want to be like Kevin, honestly, where he just like wins every cave. Kind of goated in my opinion for that, but that's like my more tangible thing is just
Okay, yeah,
be a
that
little
sounds good.
better.
I think it's really good to have like local level goals, you know?
Yeah, I do want to do better at big tournaments, but I think starting small and then going big would be better for me.
Yeah, you just have more access to like local stuff. Like I
Yeah,
like people to have local goals because you can like show up every week, you know,
yeah, exactly.
and just keep testing like theories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you want to go over a VOD or you want to talk about something? What's up? What are we gonna go over?
I think going over VODs and then discussing, I guess some things that I've always had problems with. Right? Just
Mm-hmm.
should I send you? It's a slippy VOD. It's not really a tournament VOD. I've been playing a lot more friendlies recently. Is that if that's okay?
That's totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, okay. This is. I'll send you. I'll send you one. Let's do. Is it? Yeah, let's do
Yeah, and we
this
can
one.
always like you can always just send me like one and we can look at it and while we're looking at it, you can grab other ones or whatever. You know, it's
Yeah, well, it's I kind of just played a friendly session today. This isn't the only one that I've had problems with. Let's see. Can I find the yeah, yeah. And then okay. There you go. I think that's good. So these are the two games I definitely want to go over. If I can ever. There we go.
Okay. And are they both against Marth?
They are.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think well, I also do this thing where like I focus on a different matchup every like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's been kind of a Marth thing for me the past like week.
Okay.
I feel like I still haven't really solidified the game. Like I have a lot of things written down, but I feel like I haven't really gotten there yet with like where I want to be in terms of like my game plan, especially when Marth plays a certain way, right? Like if
Yeah.
they like yeah, I mean
I
it's
feel
like
you. It's not an easy matchup, like kind of no matter what. So it'll
yeah.
never like I think like even when you get really good at it, it'll never feel like oh that's free. It's like oh I need to make sure I hit this and this and this and this, and then it's kind of free.
Right. Right. So the two games, so I'm just gonna give you a little context. Two games I sent you are in I do like semi-long, semi-short friendly sessions, about 30 to 45 minutes. Any more
Mm-hmm.
than that, I feel like it doesn't do well for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I try and analyze the game VODs after. So I figured with you here, it'd be better if analyze the VODs with you here now. So
Mm-hmm.
and you might have more insight into some things that I'm missing. You know, I do
Okay.
have some notes, but not enough per se.
Okay, yeah, like what are your notes like cuz any notes you have will help me like while I'm looking at the set or the game.
Well, okay, so right now my notes pretty much encompass like me trying to develop like a more concrete game plan so that if I
Mm-hmm.
ever do play shit, if I play, you know how like in a tournament you can play the way I described it or how Bones told me is like you do either are at like E like your worst or A your best, which is like you're gonna be beating everyone kind of thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
B and usually you're probably between D and B, right? You're either not great or like kind of middling, like in the average, like your average
Mm-hmm.
game like skill. So I want to get a game plan so that my crap when I'm playing like shit, I have like at least something to fall back onto. And I feel
I
like I
would,
haven't.
yeah. Okay, so in my experience, I think that barring like rare days, so I basically think that like once every so often you will just show up to a tournament and for literally no reason you just can't play.
Yeah,
And I think that those days are honestly kind of like they don't really matter that much.
yeah,
Like everybody will randomly have the worst game day like ever, and it'll feel like there's nothing you can do, or maybe there's like life factors outside of it that there's no way you can like stop thinking about them in the back of your head or something like that. But I think if you just show up and you are like feeling even if you're feeling like a little anxious to compete or whatever, I feel like generally it should be like B or above most of the time. Uh, like I think that generally if I show up to an event like and you like if you eat and you sleep and you drink water and you warm up a little bit, you most like 99% of days you probably shouldn't be below a B.
right.
And so I think a lot of times when people think that they're just like, oh, I've played really bad today, there's something that they could have done to like fix that and bring it up. I think most days are like normal days. Um,
Right.
it's like kind of like if somebody goes to like the gym, like most days they're gonna be able to lift like a pretty similar amount. Um, like unless there's something really going on that you're just like totally out of it that day and you can't lift as much or something like that. But generally like you will play the game to your level in the game most of the time barring something else. And if that's not true and you feel like that's more inconsistent, then I think it's really important to like start eliminating chaotic factors like you eat at the same time during like before bracket or whatever, or you know make sure that you drink what some people just stop drinking water for like an entire tournament and then like 2.5 hours into every tournament they choke and they're like oh what's wrong with me, and they don't realize that it's like a physical factor that's like messing them up.
Yeah.
um
And that makes complete sense. And that's like kind of like what I've also been trying to do in my life in general. But
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
but
just
like
sharing my thoughts on it.
yeah, no, no, absolutely. I understand. And honestly, like all that stuff is really good advice in general because there are days where I can definitely skip some things or like I don't eat correctly or I don't eat on the right time or like if I'm eating too late or I'm not eating the right things. Like I think 2 weeks ago I completely changed my diet as well. Like I don't really eat fast food or like eat out anymore. I pretty much just eat chicken. So
Mm-hmm.
and veggies, chicken and veggies, obviously. I'm not just, an idiot. But
You just
yeah,
grabbing raw chickens with your bare hands, like
yeah,
still alive.
what's that guy, the Liver King? I am
Yeah, yeah.
the liver.
You're like, all I eat is chicken. Oh, and feathers, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
um. Okay, yeah, and stuff like that. Like I think is really good. Like make sure you're like eating well and like the time for like a tournament and stuff like that. Like I have this one memory of a Friday night turnip like a long time ago, and I had never ever dropped a set to Curve at that point. He played Luigi, and someone offered me like a chili fry 5 minutes before the set, and it was one chili fry, and I was like, this is fine, and I played the worst ever. And then I was like, oh, okay, gotta watch out for those chili fries,
Chili,
like
chili
something really
fries.
heavy, like right before I play or whatever. And I feel like
It
these
could
are
be the
just kind of
salt.
like, hmm.
It could be the salt. Sometimes if you eat like chili and it's too salty, like that could really bring your energy down if you don't
Honestly, in
like
my experience, it's oil. Like
really.
if I if I eat something like if I eat like a fry mid tournament or whatever, I can literally feel like the oil from that one fry immediately like slow my brain down a little bit. Not that I think
Yeah,
it's like toxic for me or anything, but like
yeah. No, I
but like
get
I
that.
definitely eat the one fry and I feel my brain go like fry, like time to big chill.
I completely understand with what you're saying. Like I resonate with that like
hmm
in general. All right, yeah.
So yeah,
So let's
that's
talk about
and
the
we can
game.
hop into the VOD. The general
Yeah,
thought I wanted to share is that like you because you were saying like between like a B and a D or whatever, and normally it should be like B plus, like B and above. And
right.
if
No,
not, something's wrong, or it's literally like the one in every 100 days where you just like nothing,
yeah.
and that
No,
just
I
happens to
understand.
all of us.
Yeah, I hate those chili
All right, is
fries.
the screen share working?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. And did you have thoughts on this before we go into it? Like the thoughts on like these games, like stuff you might like. How do you feel during these games? Is there something you want me to like think about?
I don't know about necessarily things that I want to think about. In terms of the games, I throughout the set I was trying to do different ways to approach this Marth player.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to really enjoy being around like the areas where it was like if I overcommitted, I would get grabbed and die. And I think I this is one of those games where I did do that a lot. And I don't think I spaced myself correctly in a lot of these games.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely had issues with if I would do like a laser in and then kind of try and do like a dash back, he would be able to catch my dash back with some fair
Okay, that's
or
interesting.
yeah. So I think I wasn't spacing myself correctly. So
Okay, yeah, this is like I know I'm like everybody always makes fun of me for talking about the first 1 second of a
I
game.
completely yeah.
But like just in general against Marth, the main range you should be aware of the entire game, more so than any other range, is the fair range, obviously. And the fair running off the platform range is like really important. So I feel like I can kind of tell the skill of a Falco against Marth right off the bat by like how they space on Marth like running off platform fairing at the beginning. You want to be able to like posture yourself like pretty aggressively against the fair with confidence that you're not going to get hit. Like your ability to like barely space around fair is one of the most important things in this matchup as you get better. So I would say like starting out like this and then not just immediately holding the space is not what you want to be doing uh,
Yeah.
against Marth, and because it just makes it a lot easier for the Marth. They're just like, oh, nice. They're like kind of afraid of me. Ooh, I kind of like that. That was a cool pressure.
What this? Oh
Just the
yeah,
nair. It was just like a nair that like I feel like I wouldn't have expected as the Marth. I thought it was good after the full hop.
yeah. Yeah. I definitely like that shine too because they can't really grab it. Yeah. So
And this is just like a thing of like basically if you have time to get up here for the down air down smash, then that's probably best here, or down air down tilt, or down air like up tilt or something like that. But if Marth is not, what's the number? There's like a number that Marth can be at. I think it's like at 90 or something like that. It's close to that. Where like out of a shine, I think it's around 90. Where out of a shine, if you like shine him and then you hit Marth at the latest possible moment, that he actually goes down too far to like recover. But the knockback stacking basically makes it like so that he'll never ever ever go down too far right here, especially at like these percents. So like in these spots, I think it's way better to go for something like back air. And you'll
Okay.
end up with like an edge guard situation, whereas like these spots, it feels good because this spot is like programmed into our Falco brains that like this down air is good because it's good against like Fox and stuff. But Marth just has this like if you did this against Fox and he had to up B there, it'd be beautiful. It'd be the end of the game. But Marth just has this like instant like his double jump and up B are way too good at getting to the ledge here. It's kind of like Sheik. I have the same opinion against Sheik there, where you should pretty much always just hit them off stage. Because you're going to be killing Marth off the edge guard anyway.
I know this is a kind of a weird thought. By the way, I think I S smash again and it hits him. This or it doesn't hit him. I don't remember if it's something stupid. I think it was just a frustration S smash. So during that percentage, right, when they're getting hit up in the air, would it also not be a good idea to like just try and shark them underneath instead of just going up there with a full hop? Like maybe if I just
In
stayed
which
under knowing
spot? Let me see.
that, like right here when I shine
Here?
him, yeah,
No, because
like
you have a free combo.
okay,
Like, the back air is going to put... Like, the shark you're thinking of works after the back air too, but you get a little bit more percent.
got it.
So,
Okay,
like, you just back air him off, and he'll go up here, because there's a thing with Marth against Falco, where, like, unless they're hard reading... Like, I would say, like, usually when they're on the ground, they DI away,
Mhm.
because they're going to be DIing for the shine. And in the air, they pretty much always hold in. Like, always.
Right.
And the reason for that is that, like, if Marth holds in, Falco actually doesn't have stuff to, like, kill him. All Falco gets is a combo into an edge guard. Whereas, like, Fox or something, if he holds in, a lot of times you get, like, up B off the top or something like that. Like, you can kind of just keep comboing him into, like, maybe, like, a shine back air or something, and then he's too far off. With Marth, it doesn't really work like that. So most of the time, they're going to just be, like, holding in. So you'll get, like, a full hop back air and be here, and then Marth will kind of be, like, up here a little bit, and he'll be like coming down, and you'll get some sort of like mix here. You can like go to ledge and ledge dash, or like just like shield and see if he does something, or like go for a back air. You have like your normal kind of like not the world's greatest edge guard. You kind of have to do a mix, but it's a bit of an advantage state. And in the worst case, after this combo, like the really important thing is you don't want your combos to end with getting reversaled. And I think a lot of like on stage kind of basically if you wait too much you're going to end up in spots where you like wait for a second and you think you're playing a mix up and Marth just counters your aerial and like you get reversaled or something and it feels really bad.
I know that
um
I don't know if it's in this set, but that's happened to me. That idea of getting reversaled happens to me so much versus Marth. I
yeah,
feel like
it's really annoying.
it is. And it's because like the dare at this percent is ingrained into me, and like I feel like whenever I go for it and then they land and they just reversal me and I'm dead, I'm like, oh shit, I should have just like. But having the Baron set is definitely a much better idea, or just hitting
hmm
them way more.
And I think it's sometimes tempting for people to go for something like a shine back air here. It does get you a little bit more damage, but because Marth is holding in, it pushes him here, and he'll
Mhm.
just land, and it's a neutral reset. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, because,
You want
like, one of my big things in this matchup is that, like, in center stage, the matchup is, like, pretty even, but they can't really hit each other. Um, when either character has the other one in the corner, the matchup is like super skewed. Like whoever's in the corner is in really, really bad shape,
yeah.
like very consistently. And I think Falco honestly is better there because he has a better ledge dash. But a lot of Falcos don't really like to play around like with the ledge dash that much.
Yeah.
Um,
I know.
but essentially, it's like even matchup, good matchup, better matchup, really good matchup, and he's on the ledge and it's like 90-10. The matchup
Right.
is basically like unwinnable when Marth is on the edge for Marth.
Yeah.
And it's because you get like the laser positioning and you get laser dash dance here and it makes his life miserable. And so that's why I'm like, okay, the goal is out of this combo, you hit a back air, you set up for like a mix edge guard, and what you want is your worst case. And this is a big thing about edge guarding Marth with Falco is like recognizing that like you don't get to kill him every time he's off stage. Like him making it back to the ledge is not a failure on your part.
Okay.
You
That's
can
actually
you,
that's good.
you can think of it kind of similar to like Peach, where I tell people a lot of times your goal is to stop Peach from getting on stage. And like with Peach, she doesn't get like the hit reversal, she gets like a positioning reversal where you go to ledge and Peach gets center stage or something, and then now she's in a good position. And so I tell people a lot of times, like, your goal is to stop Peach from getting a better position, not to actually, like, hit her every time she goes to ledge or cover ledge every time. With Marth, it's really similar. Your advantage state while Marth is on the ledge is so good that, like, your goal should be you do a mix which can kill Marth / make his recovery work. For example, he double jumps, you double jump back air from ledge and hit him, and then maybe you have like either a better edge guard or a guaranteed edge guard out of like a Marth killer or a ledge grab or something like that. That's your best case. Or you get like a double jump down air read or something like that. Your worst case is that Marth either grabs ledge or up Bs to grabs ledge and just like taps you with the up B and you like go back on stage. And like you should kind of be thinking of it as like you do this combo, you back air Marth, he's in this position, you can pressure. Like I think a lot of times like when he's in that spot, you can pressure the back air. He's kind of motivated to do bad fares and stuff like that. You get good mix-ups. When it goes good, you get the hit. When it goes wrong, he gets ledge, and you get really big advantage state here. And a lot of times you can convert this into something like Marth gets up from ledge, you get laser grab forward throw, and then you repeat where you're like, I get one mix-up to maybe edge guard him, and if I miss it, he gets ledge, and I repeat my high pressure situation.
Okay.
And that's kind of like how you shark him almost. Like you're kind of like sharking him, but like his ledge recovery type of thing, where you kind of just keep him in this disadvantaged state like indefinitely.
Right. So the idea isn't really to just to like hit him down or something. It's really to hit him up and away, so you get the advantage state mix-ups when he.
Yeah, you just need him off stage at all, so you get one mix-up into a reset advantage state, which can get you the same mix-up again. So it a lot of times like it's kind of similar to like Fox Marth, and I feel like Drugged Fox described this perfectly. Or like Fox up throws Marth and does up throw up air. Marth SDIs out, gets sharked, gets grabbed again. Up throw up air, SDIs out, gets sharked, gets grabbed again. Up throw up air, misses the SDI, gets comboed to 80. And it's like, I actually think the Falco position is even a harder advantage on Marth than the Fox one. So it's kind of like, there are a bunch of times where you'll hit Marth off, miss the mix-up, he gets back, throw him off, miss the mix-up, he gets back, throw him off, hit your mix-up because you guessed right this time because you had a bunch of info from the last two recoveries. During that entire period, you were at very low risk because you had a really high odds of winning this mix-up, and he was at high risk the entire time, pretty much.
Yeah. I wrote this all down, by the way. That's
okay.
Also, that F smash is from 30 minutes of frustration. So,
okay.
So
okay, I get you.
Yeah,
but just know that like this position is like, oh, it's so good. Like I think laser dash dance here is crazy good. Like laser dash back laser again, laser dash in dash back laser. Laser dash in dash back short hop backflip. I get so many Marths with that where I do laser short hop backflip and the first hit of the nair will miss you and then you just back air between before the second hit. That happens a lot, or after the second hit depending on the spacing. Or laser grab. I think laser grab is really really good here. And then
I do laser grab a lot. I think that's
you can either F throw or up throw, but I think the F throw is better because with perfect DI he still goes off stage. And I believe you that the forward smash is not your normal option there.
Yeah, I usually do laser grab, and I think I do it during this game. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, by the way. I think I said in the beginning, where like I spaced myself. Like I thought I could escape him, but then he grabbed me with that nair, right?
Like right here.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah, it's just because you like the neutral position started. It's because of how he's playing the invincibility, basically. I think like so this is kind of my rule. I think if you choose to go to the corner against Marth during invincibility, you have chosen the go to ledge and ledge dash option to avoid his invincibility.
Okay.
And if you wanted to stay in center and do a mix or go to side, like Marth is obviously really difficult to avoid during invincibility a lot of times. I usually go for like something on the platforms. I don't really know what's optimal against Marth, to be honest. Like, I'm not very good at the invincibility. I feel like it's something that I need to actually like really lab out. But a lot of times I'll just go for something like Light Shield on plat, and then like I'll full hop and play like a downward mix up. Or you can go to the corner, go to the ledge and just insta ledge dash and full hop, or do like something like that. But basically, you got messed up here just because he was still invincible.
Hmm.
And so he got to make this decision with like perfect. Like he did this forward smash, and like I think if you had done something like land here and then dash full hop to the other side plat or something, you'd be totally safe. Basically, you're still in runaway mode, or you should
Hmm.
be, but you played like a mix kind of, and like he just is like hard reading this. This isn't
Right.
like this isn't like necessarily what was I gonna say? Like, it's not a normal situation. It's not like you lasered him and dashed back and he still caught you. You were just too close to him when you decided to shoot the laser, and he was invincible, so he had like full confidence to come in. It's more of like a random invincibility situation than like a spacing issue. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But if it comes up again, then we can talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, invincibility sucks. Okay.
Yeah, I actually think this was really good here because he's at 0. 0 is just miserable against Marth. So I think doing this
Yeah.
retreating and going for these lasers is good. This is that same thing again, though. Look at this. When he goes here,
Here.
boom,
Right.
you need to be here. You gotta be here. You gotta
Right,
be here
right.
because it
Yeah.
just stresses the Marth out a lot more, and you will get way more like, because like the runoff fair is like their thing, and what I always say about the runoff fair is that it's really similar to Fox Full Hop as Falco,
Hmm.
where the way to deal with Fox Full Hop as Falco is you just like avoid most of them, and then like 9 out of 10 Fox Full Hops stalemate, and the 10th one you zero death them. And so what that makes is it makes it so that like you never receive any negatives, but they occasionally receive negatives. And what it does is it makes them feel like doing that action is worthless because they
Got it.
either go even or negative off of it. And so
Yeah.
I've played a bunch of Marths where like I'm permanently terrified of the runoff fair because it's like the most annoying, like runoff fair grab is the most annoying opening to let them get like ever. And I've noticed that against a lot of Mars, like if you play this range and they run off and you get one laser, like laser up tilt or laser nair or something here, and you clearly show that like, no, I know that spot. A lot of Mars, honestly, I feel like a lot of Mars players are just kind of like mentally not super like zoned into like like their mental game is usually not that good. I think a lot of times if you get like one laser into a punish on Marth running off fair, a lot of Marths will just give up on it forever.
Yeah.
Like for the rest of the set at least. And so I think like being strong in that position and like showing that you're like top dog in the spot where Marth runs off and fares is like huge because if they feel like they can just run off fair whenever they want and either be safe or get a punish on you, then they're just gonna spend the whole game doing this, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna spend the whole game doing it, and that
Which
need like they need to feel threatened.
which I think is where, me running away comes from, right? Is because I was like you said, I gave him the opportunity to just keep doing the runoff fair from plat
Mm-hmm.
with no really thought of punishing it.
And like I said, most of the time it should look like you could punish it, but you decide not to. Like
Got it.
most times. Like I would say like you're kind of looking for like the golden ticket of laser situations. So like there's spots where like here your laser timing didn't work out perfectly. So I also think shooting the lasers just like kind of just shooting them here is not good because it lets the Marth plan around them. You
I
you
mean,
want
I think mentally, so at this point, I was shooting lasers like this.
mm-hmm.
I got like I usually try and watch games where I'm more frustrated than usual when I'm playing
Mm-hmm.
because it's easier for me to see where like where my not my anger but my frustration comes out of my gameplay, and then I can fix that. So if I do get to that point where I'm frustrated again, I'm like, okay, don't do this. Let's go back to what you were doing before. And at this
Yeah,
point, it
that's
was
good
like
to do.
Yeah, at this point, I think those lasers are really bad. Actually, personally, I think they're really bad because it's too low as well. I would be generally I would be doing like a higher laser if they're on plat.
No,
Like I'd be
that's actually a little wrong. Kind of wrong.
really
Yeah. If you're doing an approaching laser, you want it to be high.
right.
Um,
Not
the issue with the high laser is that the time how do I describe this? Like the time between shooting the laser and landing is bigger
mm,
because you shoot it and then you fall for longer before you land. And so like high laser short hop nair actually loses to Marth fair out of laser.
oh,
So you have to actually shoot like a mid or low height laser and then get a nair out of it if that's your goal. And if that's what you're setting up for, you need to make like the high lasers aren't going to help you really. There are some plans you could do with the high laser, but in this position where you're trying to like threaten that you're punishing nair, punishing fair, the high laser is just like Marth's invitation to run off into it and then fade back fair out of that laser. You want him
interesting. I
to
actually
get
didn't know
caught
that.
out of the fair in this awkward spot low to the ground where he's just going to get insta hit.
Okay, that makes sense.
Um, and yeah, what I was saying is like these lasers like aren't great, but like it's kind of like a read on when you're gonna shoot the laser, right? And so like as long as you're in the right position, I think it's fine. So let's just say like because this happens all the time, is that you shoot the laser on a read and he runs off right after the laser. Then you just get one more laser right on his landing. So like if you're early and he has to wait to go over the laser, you get another laser that will put you in an advantage state on his landing frame wise. Not like a huge advantage, but you get a laser advantage on his landing.
Interesting.
And he can't
Okay.
like power shield it or anything, which is really nice. Like having a guaranteed no power shield is very good because you'll a lot of
Yes.
times get the laser into like a mix and you can push him back and stuff like that.
Okay.
And
That
yeah,
nair was really tried when he
so
was falling off. Or
what's
yeah.
up?
Wait, keep going a little bit. So right here when he
Oh
runs
yeah,
off.
you thought he was gonna like fall through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So okay, and this is like the positioning thing with the fair is so key because if you aren't here, if you're not, because if you play against the fair right, you're like in center still, like technically, like when the fair lands. But if you're here, you're under the plat. If you are under the other side plat in this spot, it means you're like kind of in the corner. And so this match, because this matchup depends so much on like who is pushing who into the corner, you're essentially like making think of it like a sumo match because the corners are so important that you're like making it really easy to push you back and then basically like when you start the fight you're starting from like way further on your side than Marth is on his side.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so like a lot of this matchup is actually holding your ground because you need to like sumo your way. You need to push Marth all the way to the other side. And so like it's tricky because you're like, well, I don't want to like get hit, so I kind of want to like play it like a range or whatever, you know. And I understand that, but it's kind of counterintuitive. But holding your ground against Marth using like fade back aerials and laser and shield and stuff like that is actually really important.
Okay.
Right here, I would just up air. Like I would just short hop
Yeah.
cross up air because it hits the side plat. Um,
Right there. Yeah. I
yeah,
would.
or
Yeah.
like or jump shine waveland off back air or something like that. It's kind of a psychotic position for Marth to have put himself in right here. But the thing to keep in mind is that Marth is just I see the vision with the Nair here though, and I can't say that like this is bad. I actually so what I should say is that I would go for the up air here because I want the guaranteed damage because I want Marth at 20 and I don't want to wait like Marth at like 16 plus is you can do whatever you want to him. Marth below 16 or like around that is just like uncomboable. And you can't get much at all. And the only combos you're going to get are going to be combos that'll kind of move him to that higher percent. Except for this exact combo, which is like Nair at this spot, and then like Nair up tilt, like Nair laser up tilt back air or something like that, like some crazy combo. So I think
Right.
this is not a bad idea because you're going for like a really, really good combo. It's hard to
Yeah.
fault people for making a read going for their best combo.
Yeah.
But I would say that usually because like if this doesn't hit, I still have to get damage on Marth, I'm kind of like more willing to like just get a little damage because it makes every neutral situation that I'll get way more like effective. But I don't necessarily disagree with this. I'm just telling you why I think I would probably go for the up air here to get the damage.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense. It's definitely a different another tree to think about, like to get the guaranteed damage rather than just the hard combo read. Oh
I
yeah.
freaking hate Marth so much.
I know.
um,
Listen.
you should just be going to the platform. That's the truth of
Okay.
it. Because the platform gives you access. Like, the Marth has to actually play the game. Like, they have to actually react. They have to actually deal with things. You get, like, if you get, there's just, like, nice spots. Like, if you go here, and right here, you DI right to this spot. Like, you just do no DI, and then you tech this way. Marth is basically contractually obligated to do an up tilt here. The nice thing about the platform is all the options that he can hit you with, so you can DI better, basically.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so, like, first of all, it makes it harder because he has to react and deal with the positioning. But I really it's like, hey, if I go here, Marth can really, like, he can, like, maybe forward smash me and maybe I get a recovery, or, like, I tech in place here and I go here, and it's like, either he does something like an up air or whatever, or he does an up tilt. And if I'm just going here and SDIing up as hard as I can, then, like, I'm kind of guaranteed to just go, like, pretty much up here. And, like, the goal against Marth on Stadium especially is to get, like, as high... Like, on Stadium and FD, the goal most of the time to survive against Marth is to get up as high as possible.
Okay.
So, like, any sort of SDI up or whatever is really good. So, yeah, if you were on the platform here, and you're also forcing him to hit you at a certain height, regardless of the timing. Whereas if you go here... Like, look where he's able to up tilt you. Whereas if you teched on the platform, he would be up tilting you at this height. You're going to end up going higher.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, this is
I
unfortunate.
I just hate up tilt tipper so much. It's like the dumbest one. And it never works on Fox. It always works on Falco. Okay, yeah, so this is like the best situation you can possibly, like, ask for. And I think this is really common of the Marth to do, where they go for these, like, full hops. And a lot of times they want there to be a platform here to kind of get away. But a lot of times, if they do this full hop here, it's a little tricky because he's at such low percent. I would just move back and then play the... Like, a lot of times in this type of spot, you can move to a spacing where you'll get, like, a laser nair on his landing or something like that. I think that this spot is it feels annoying when Marth full hops here, but he has to deal with the exact same problem when Falco does a full hop out of the corner right there.
Right. So,
I
mean,
what's up?
It's pretty much better just to back up and do another laser.
Yeah, it's just back up, do another laser, keep playing the corner spot. Like,
Okay.
you're still winning. This is just part of the mix-up, and you're still winning the game. At higher percents, him doing that full hop is dangerous because he's opening himself up. Like, if he's up here and you full hop back here him, and you're both at 90, what's he gonna hit you with? Weak fair, and trade with your strong back air? He'll just go off stage, and you'll get the edge guard you wanted out of trades. And so, like, at low percent, though, that doesn't happen. And so at low percent, I would say, like, get your lasers, just keep getting your damage here. I would play it a little bit further back than this. I think this is actually a good spot to use the retreating laser, approaching laser. I'm not sure how much you know about that or whatever, but I can just go into the basics.
I've watched Falco Deconstructed.
Okay, cool. So you know that when you do retreating laser, approaching laser, that the approaching laser comes faster than a normal laser.
Yeah.
Because you're moving forward with it. And so I really like, if you have, like, a timing mix-up to set up, you want to be doing that approaching laser because it also slides you forward during your landing animation. And it helps you get under Marth. Because this is the issue a lot of times, is you get this, where you're like, oh, like, it's so hard to shoot a laser, like, high enough such that, like, I can actually catch Marth fair before it hits me, but I want this laser so I can actually get in on Marth, you know? And if you just did the retreating laser, approaching laser here, it solves this issue and will give you an opening here way, way, way more often.
Okay.
And retreating laser, approaching laser in general is kind of broken against Marth.
That was just bad F smash. I already know.
So this is that spot. This is the nice part. If Marth ever goes high, it's back air city. You can just literally just jump up and back air this almost every time, or play a like a little mix up, like short hop, empty short hop, and then double jump back air. Just because he has no options but to trade with you, and you'll win every single trade with your back air.
Right.
This is the Albert. Albert is the best at this. Where as soon as Marth goes high, he's just like, I'm just gonna back air over and over. Like, what are you gonna do about it, Marth? And it's like, oof, it's kind of frustrating.
That was a bad. Like I said, this is.
Oh yeah. Don't worry about that. I'm the side B from Ledge King. I do it all the time like an idiot.
Honestly, I blame Squid because when I talked to Squid one time, he's like, dude, I swear, side B from Ledge. I mean, it's invincible in the first if you do it fast enough. So ever since then, it's just been me spamming it. But I'm trying to get better at doing ledge dashes. Like I said, this is me being frustrated. So it's good to see it's good to see where my frustrations lie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the other thing is that the double laser in place against Marth is actually not that effective. Rather than it being the primary laser, it's more of like a tertiary laser. You will use it when you want damage. Like when Marth is across the stage and he's at 0, it's laser time. But like when Marth is like here and he's kind of trying to like play neutral, you need to be like your thought process at all times should be to push Marth into the corner. And so you need to be doing some form of like aggressive movement here to push Marth into the corner. Okay. Like laser dash dance, retreating laser, approaching laser into the space. The important lesson is that the best way for Marth to beat Falco is to let Falco just run into his stuff.
Yeah.
Every Marth wants that more than anything. When you don't give them that, they will just run at you and start swinging. And in an ideal world where you play Falco frame perfect and you never mess up ever, Marth running in and swinging his sword randomly is like not that bad. Like, you can kind of deal with it. But in a world where like you're a real human and one fair gets Marth a grab, it's a little annoying. And so I think like being proactive in this matchup and like constantly showing Marth that you want to make something happen is really strong, because it'll push him into that mindset that he just needs to hit you for your approaches rather than randomly swinging. If he decides to randomly swing and you're being pretty active, a lot of times you'll just get like a whiff punish. Like you'll just get like a dash dance down air on his nair or something like that, like a bad nair. So it's like I think playing really active and always thinking that like it is your job to approach Marth. If Marth is approaching you, you are at somewhat of a disadvantage. The only way to stop Marth from approaching you is to like approach into his approaches but better. And so you need to just kind of not be approaching all the time, but be like pushing him all the time. You want Marth from this position to be like, this stupid Falco is gonna approach me. I'll shield this first laser and wave dash back to catch his approach. Or I'll shield this first laser and do a nair to catch his approach. Those are like the options you want running through Marth's head here. Not like, I'm gonna full hop and I'll drift in and I'll spam fair, and when I get close he'll dash back laser and I'll just keep pressing C-stick because I was fairing and it'll forward smash. That's like, you don't want that to happen like ever.
Yeah. Okay.
So
by the way, if I just say yeah or whatever, it's because I'm actually like taking notes.
Oh, I can tell you're listening. Don't worry. Okay, so on this full hop, this is the perfect opportunity when Marth does these full hops to do the retreating laser, approaching laser like every time. And because you're doing the approaching laser, it can be a high approaching laser into an up tilt.
So approaching laser high up tilt when he does full. Okay.
Like you can retreating laser up and then approaching laser up tilt here. As soon as he full hops, or approaching the high laser into something else. So you're doing this, and like he jumps up. It's a little tricky because you should be kind of like looking at his, like you shouldn't be shooting these lasers automatically, is what I'm saying. And so like I feel like you'd have a better chance to like, you should already be moving around during this, basically.
Yeah.
And so when he does this, it should be kind of natural that either you're already moving in, and when Marth goes up when you move in, it's a freebie because he's bad behind him. You just get literally free jump back air when you're behind him. Like if you were approaching and you went past him, then you get behind him. And if you're retreating when he goes up, then you get to approach with a high laser. If you're in place when he goes up, it's a little tricky. Usually what I'll do is if I can react in time, I will move in, and otherwise I will just like sort of, I don't know, I think going in is really good here. If you can't go in, then I would say space right outside the fair, but I don't like that it somewhat corners you. So if you can here, try to move in some sense.
Yeah.
Because like Marth Fairs, it mostly like a forward move. It'll hit beneath him too, but like I don't know if you've watched. You said you watched Falco Deconstructed. It's my stuff against Captain Falcon, where when he goes up, you go in.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's trying to go up and make that like, well, I went so high up that you have to go really far back, and it's kind of like, no, you don't. You know, it's kind of like a fake pressure. So if you move in when he goes up, it makes full hopping as Marth feel really awkward, and he doesn't want to be doing those. But this is what he wants more than anything, is he wants just like, I jumped, and Falco's like, you have all of stage, I will go far, far away, and then he's like, now you're in the corner, so I can just spam freaking moves out whenever, and then I get you, you know? And they love that.
Yeah, and then that. So it's funny you're talking about this, because I think in the next game I sent you, this exact scenario happens where I put myself in the corner because I'm not doing like the correct laser patterns, and then they just start throwing out every
No, that's what you do. There's button.
every button under the dictionary, and I'm like, well, okay, I guess this sucks. So I mean, it's good to know that it's more so my positioning rather than something that I can't fix. It's
yeah,
nice
and that's why I'm saying, like, when you get in that spot where they're just gonna spam stuff, it's like, do you want to fight 500 swords, or do you want to do one ledge dash? And that's why a lot of times I like the ledge dash there, or I think the ledge dash is really good. You can like ledge dash full hop or something, and Marth is just kind of out of luck on triplat stages.
Yeah.
Because like Marth wishes he had ledge dash full hop past Falco. he cannot get off the ledge that easily.
That nair he got me for, I was trying to do the same thing, and he cooked me for that. Yeah.
And this is just one of those spots where it's like, it's annoying, but it's just like a kind of real stalemate. Is like Marth goes to here, and we all know what that means. It means Falco goes here. It's just either here, or you instantly do a short hop up here, or something like, something like that.
Short hop shine, yeah.
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 It's like, just based on that positioning, it should be very like automatic. Like obviously you're still in invincibility here, so like I think it's fine to like keep trying to hit him, but you just want to make sure that when the invincibility runs out, you're not here. Like you're not like in the corner. So it's either like, I think going over here, he goes here, short hop up air towards center, start a laser right here is really good. And yeah, if you go to the platform, it's way better.
Yeah, I was trying to shield drop it.
Yeah, okay, so this is the thing. You're not moving around enough, that's for sure. Like when you're lasering like you're playing against Fox. And so the thing is like when you're playing against Fox, these lasers are so good because like he's gonna be like dashing into them, you know? So you're gonna hit him with this laser, and he's gonna like dash into this one and get hit with it, and then you'll get like a down air after the laser. Or he's gonna like nair in, and you laser him, and he can't do anything, and he just kind of falls out of the air, and you get a pressure. That's why these lasers in place are so good against Fox. And I said this, I did a Falco Marth lesson like a day or two ago, and it's just one of like the things I repeat, is that you laser against Fox to keep him out. You laser against Marth to lock him down.
Yeah, it's like a shear. That's nice. Okay.
So when you're doing these in-place lasers, and if Marth was at 0, I would be totally fine with these, because like you're just like, I just need a little bit of damage, like just a little bit. But when Marth is at like percents like these, doing these lasers, like they're not actually getting you anything, because Marth doesn't like incur risk by spamming moves into these lasers, because he has such a big range here that you have to just respect it and continuously stay outside of the range, and you're basically just opening yourself up for like jump fair, jump fair, jump fair, jump fair, dash attack or something like that, and like that feels awful. So you want to make sure that when you're using these lasers, that every single one of the lasers is like a threat on Marth in some, not every single one, because sometimes you're gonna shoot like retreating laser, approaching laser, But even in that case, the retreating laser should be part of the retreating laser approaching laser, which is a pressure like together. So like right here, you can do like laser, and then when you get this laser, your options are dash in, dash back to barely avoid the fair and look for like a dash dance down air or something like that on the fair. Or you can do laser, catch him high, and it's the same as the full hop. Because you know that he has to spend time dropping vertically, he can't instantaneously chase retreating laser. So if you do retreating laser, approaching laser here, you can, it's like a chance to get like a double laser pressure, basically. The retreating laser, approaching laser is so strong. It's like the equivalent, and I say that it's either one or two in the most powerful Falco laser patterns in general, along with double laser in place. But against Marth, because the double laser in place is like way weaker, the retreating laser, approaching laser becomes like the dominant, strongest laser pattern you have. And especially if you mix in dash dances. So like right here, if you either do retreating laser, approaching laser, and you can even do like backflip laser, approaching laser, depending on your spacing. Yeah. But the idea is I like the retreating laser, approaching laser because it doesn't take space. It just, you like open up a vacuum and then take that space again, but like slightly more. And so basically this just lets you set up that timing without the threat of you, or the risk of you losing space. Because he can't take the space because he's in the air. So you get to go back and then back in, and you get the quick laser without any threat of him actually taking the space from you. Yeah. And yeah, this is that same spot again. Like, if you truly feel fear right here, then just do dash. Like, if you honestly think that he's going to hit you in this spot, then just do, like, a dash fade back down air here. Like, pretend you're going to approach and do a fade back down air. And if he hits you with a nair, that means you were wrong, because that is a defensive nair that he drifted in, not an approaching nair. The full approach nair, he has to, like, dash to this point, and he'll get hit by the fade back down air. You got to hold your ground in this spot. And it feels like a lot of times that, like... I think if you do this laser, you are contractually obligated to immediately do the approaching laser.
Yeah, not do another laser in place.
No, exactly, because that just gives him the space that he's looking for. And yeah, I just remember doing this. Like, when I was first learning the Marth matchup, this is exactly how I played neutral. And I'd just be like, dude, I couldn't get anything. You know? And it's like, yeah, it's the same lasers that work against other characters just don't work as well against Fox.
And that's why... Falco's so hard. Okay.
Yeah, when they do this, it's super funny because he's just like asking you to get a free laser, approaching laser, and you do that, and you messed up the pressure a little bit. The thing is, I don't think you need to hit him out of it. Look at this position. What is Marth thinking here? He's not thinking I gotta go get Falco. Marth is like, it's time to defend against the inevitable Falco approach. Like, it's kind of like what you're doing here, where you go into the corner and you're like, come get me, Marth. And it's like great for Marth. Right. Marth doing this and then just doing this is just like, come get me, Falco, you won't. And it's like, okay. Like, you just get your free approaching laser pressure and you just keep playing neutral here to push him more into the corner.
Right, so I shouldn't have like done a short hop. Well, first off, the short hop there I know was really bad.
Yeah, okay. This is actually a spot that I love a lot against Marth, and they always give it to you. Is right here. There's like a secret sauce where you do dash. It's hard in this exact spacing to explain it. Basically, Marth will always do a dash back here. Not in this exact spot. Like, they'll try to, if they do a shield here, it's fine. What I'm saying is very common for Marth to dash back here because they're kind of like subconsciously feeling like you are like, Marth is cornered, I can attack into the corner because I have an advantage, which isn't necessarily true, by the way, but it'll feel like that. And then Marth is like, I'm going to utilize as much of the corner as I can. Like, I'm going to dash all the way back into the corner and catch somebody. And so a really common thing that I like to do here is I do fade back, empty hop, instant short hop down air, and they will almost always dash into the corner with this grab and then get down air, and die. Really, really, like, common mix-up you can hit on, like, every Marth. It's just, like, a fun little trick is they get pushed into the corner here, and you can just do, like, empty hop, and then, like, empty hop the first one, and then just jump in. Like, empty hop fade back and the first one, and then just instant jump in down air. It's so good. They're expecting either the laser to reset them or for the aerial to come, and it just kind of like beats a lot of standard options that Marth has in that position.
Interesting. Okay, that's
Okay,
good to
this
know.
is this is a spot. You do not want to laser this. Can you guess what I'm gonna say here?
Back air.
Yeah, exactly. You got to threaten back here, and if you can't, like you would definitely get here in time to at least go to ledge, which will force Marth to avoid the back air by drifting back. And when he drifts back, it makes your mix up better. So you a lot of times you grab ledge to threaten the back air. He drifts back. You can either go for a ledge refresh or something like regular get up and then like threaten going to ledge again. The ledge refresh is good if sometimes he'll just randomly drift in and fair it somehow, or like double jump fair it. Uh, I don't think that's super common though. I think if you get to ledge here immediately and threaten the back air, even like going to ledge immediately, back airing him, and just letting him like double jump to ledge here, or like if he drifts back, is not the worst thing. But you get some form of a mix up. Whereas if you go for these, and if you can get over there even faster, you get the mix up on him falling high up. Like if you had somehow like let's say right here, and I know you messed up text go wise here, but let's say right here you immediately do dash turnaround laser full hop back air, or full hop in general. Like right
Right.
here, just like boom, boom, and you just jump up for this right here. He's put in this crazy bad pressure position.
Yeah,
And
especially at
his best
112.
option here, which is like, if you're gonna hit Marth in like an obvious way, you want him like Marth is actionable, and you want to hit him in a really obvious way. You want to make sure he's high up because the counter won't reversal you. The counter will just like hit you away and then you'll break to neutral. Whereas if you're low to the ground and you hit him and he knows it, the counter a lot of times can get a knockdown, which can like potentially reversal you.
Okay.
So I think like here, go for the pressure with the back air immediately. If you can't get it and he ends up here, as soon as I'm in this position, I literally just like maybe he'll double jump and give me a free aerial. And if he doesn't, he's on ledge. Great. Whoa. This should definitely be a laser right here. This matchup is actually really simple in a lot of ways. You just have to kind of like repeat the same things, of like repeating the laser here and stuff.
I think I just full hopped. Yeah, I'm just trying to get away from it.
Yeah, this spot's it's just this is just like what happens. Like you didn't even do anything like wrong here really. It's just you're in the corner and you're forced to jump. I think honestly one that I really like is I like double jump, and I do a waveland down where I
Like a
don't
triangle
waveland
jump.
down. I like triangle jump down, kind of like I do an air
Yeah.
dodge down and it'll dodge his aerial. And so I
Yeah, I knew
like
that.
the double jump there because he can't he can't punish the double jump instantaneously. Like when you do the full hop, he is gonna do this. He's gonna do the short hop area. He doesn't want to like full hop up air you here because it wouldn't get him anything like at all. So he's not gonna full hop aerial you. He's gonna try to either up tilt or up air you landing, and so you always get the opportunity to double jump. And then once you get the double jump, you always have the opportunity to air dodge down. He can't stop you from air dodge down. He can hit you once you land on the platform, but he can't prevent you actually getting to the platform. So I like that a little bit more here than just going for the full hop. Even though the double jump, like, quote, like, removes some options or whatever, it's definitely way better because he's always going to go for the short hop up air here.
Sorry. So whenever I see Marth do anything remotely funny like that, I have to laugh.
What's up?
Whenever I see Marth do anything remotely funny, like full hop, shield breaker, I laugh. I don't know, just it's hilarious to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. That mix up is crazy. Oh man, this is the perfect. This is the perfect retreating laser, approaching laser spot.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
perfect spot. I can
Yeah.
understand. It's a weird one. I don't blame you for not getting that. Like, cause you thought he was gonna miss tech here, which is understandable. So I'm not like blaming you for it. I just was like, oh, that's so juicy.
Yeah, it's good to it's I wrote it down and I bolded it too in my notes. So it's something I'm gonna be practicing. I'm gonna make a safe state for it.
Yeah, this is that same thing. I think one
Yeah.
thing here that I like as like a little bit of a mix up on Marth here is I'll go for like a jump and I'll waveland off laser here.
Oh, okay.
because it
Yeah.
kind of takes the space you want without like looking like you're like I gotta like waddle over to this spot. You know, like it's kind of like it looks like maybe you're gonna go to the side plat and just like laser a bunch, and so Marth feels almost incentivized to come down when he sees you jump. Not almost incentivized. He's definitely incentivized to come down when he sees you jump because he wants to take stage. And so like I think doing the waveland off laser sets you up in a good position here, and it also like can convince him to go off the platform.
Yeah.
And I think that this is this one you did. I think if you're gonna do this one, honestly, you did the most perfect situation possible here. I don't like to super rely on this in most situations, but you shot the high laser to convince him to come down right after, and then we're right under it with a shield, and you're at 137, so even if he pokes you, you just go to ledge, and he's at like 9, so you need the shine and get right in on him. I think this was like a better decision than I would have made, probably.
That's
Just in that particular spot, it was really good.
and right there's another dash back laser, retreating laser, approaching laser situation.
Yeah, I
Right.
think like in which spot?
Right here. Once I get this shine and I down air him,
Yeah, you
and
don't
I
want to
get
be
that
down
thing.
airing here either. You only want to down air Marth out of the air. Like I think if you have this set up into an up tilt, like you jumped too late. That's what it is. If
Yeah.
you get there early, and it's the same as the other one. Like if you get there early enough in that one spot at the very beginning of the lesson with like down air down smash or something, and you know that you get another hit out of the down air for sure, then the down air is good. But if you're not really certain, if you back air here, he's kind of in like an annoying position. He's in
Yeah.
the back air shark zone, and if he trades with you, you just go to the opposite ledge because you're at a high percent. I also
I'll get,
think
I'll
like
get cruise.
if you're doing this laser, you should either be hitting Marth immediately or like baiting Marth out of something. It's just
Yeah, I
like
was just
right.
thinking.
I think the power shield laser just like messed you up a little bit, and then you saw potential jab. I get it. This is not the worst thing to ever do, especially because when he hits you, you're safe. That's why I like high percent. Like when you get to high percent, because he's like, "Ugh," and you're like, "Oh, your fare is not as good as it once was."
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be a wave dash, but it's okay. Sometimes I mess that up. It's just a technical thing.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
funny. You came back invincible, and then you just slightly
And
mispositioned on the invincibility.
yeah.
You got the corner set up, which is good, and then it's just like slight mistake. Whoa. Okay, yeah. So, this is a lot of times. These are those spots where, like, if you're too much of like a defend yourself against Marth type of player, they get these types of dash attacks a lot, and it's because like if Marth is attacking, if Marth wants to attack, you can attack better. That's like the idea. So whenever you're like, oh, he's kind of hitting me, I got to get away because he's gonna keep hitting me. You should be thinking, I gotta hit back. Like I just hit back immediately. It's way 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 better.
Got
So
it.
like if he's here and he gets this and he down tilts you and you're here and you're free, this is like a neutral reset. You should a lot of times be doing something like a fade back down air. You can like dash in shield. There's like you want to do something where you hold your ground here like the majority of the time because Marth if he's gonna come in, you got to go in too. If you play defensive like this, he's just gonna get the corners. I think doing this was the exact right option to do after the laser, at least. Like you did the retreating laser, and it happens. You kind of just lost this mix-up. I just want to like, not lost it because you actually avoided the dash attack, but I just want you to keep in mind that this position will happen a lot where you get the sense that you are in a slight disadvantage in neutral because you can't get a laser out. That is a lot of times Marth's cue to try to get you because he thinks that you're going to try to get a laser out. And see, against Marth, you don't want to be too dependent on the laser reset in neutral. If you're in a scramble, a lot of times you just have to like tooth and nail. Like you just got to fight it out. And then once you have a chance to for sure get a laser out, then you get your laser out.
Okay.
But yeah, you want to hold your ground here the majority of the time. I think going to side plat is actually so strong against Marth. If you play it right, it's actually really really rough for him. I think Falco on the side plat here. If you felt like you wanted to be defensive here, going to the side plat, not like right here, like move back a tiny bit, I think is really, really good. A lot of times, if you play the outer edge of a side plat, Marth will run in and try to nair the side plat, and he'll just miss you, and you get like a shield drop down your opponent. I can't tell you the amount of Marths that give me that. Like
Yeah.
I get that all the time. I think Marth actually can't approach Falco on the side platform basically at all. Um, and it's something I haven't really gotten to talk about too much in this lesson. I've gone over it in other lessons. Uh, but if you feel like playing defensive against Marth, the side plat is where it's at. If he goes directly underneath you, he's really risking a lot, and so he wants to kind of like space from out here. And so as long as you kind of hang out in this part of the platform and kind of threaten coming into this part, he has a tough time. And short hop downer off the side plat when Marth isn't just defending with dash dance and is trying to get in is like pretty good. It's just kind of like a side note for now, though. It's not really what we're going over. I think though, because you did this retreating laser, the approaching laser afterward is the correct option. Like boom, immediate, and then you get that pressure. This was actually mad good. What's up?
Yeah, I said the one time I actually do it, it's perfect, and it shows why it's so good.
Yeah, exactly.
I forced him to roll into the corner.
Yeah, like you're here and you're just like, nope, I'm coming back in. It stuffs his thing. You get a pressure, and look at now he's in the corner, and now you just set up your corner pressure. You're in a great spot. Looks like this is like a slight error. I feel like you weren't really even trying to. It looked like I don't know what you were trying to do there, but it's not.
I don't know what.
I feel like it's not normal, so it's okay.
Yeah, I definitely messed up a lot during friendlies, but I did that. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, I like this. I like the even. I think you could have drifted this back a little bit more, but like this is so good. Like scramble and like if you could reset a laser here, but you're not going to get anything. I think like holding your ground and being like, doesn't Marth want to come out of the corner is really really good there. And this is the consequences of stadium plats sometimes, is you just get like reversal. And this is what I was thinking, if you drifted this back just a tiny bit more, you could probably get like an up tilt here. You don't want to shield though. Marth, he's just going to get like a down air shield poke or like a late fair. His shield pressure is insane. I think shield is good as like an aggressive option where you think he's going to like early fair. So you can like dash in shield and stuff like that. If Marth is above you, you just want to be the hitbox guy.
Oh, I think that's unfortunate. I think I die here. Yeah.
That was a good edge guard by them.
Yeah, really good edge guard.
Okay, I think we're about at an hour, and I think we only went through like one game.
I mean, but that's it. But honestly, that's perfect because I think even though that other game, I feel like I can apply the concepts that I've learned from this game to that other game because it definitely feels like my biggest issue.
You got a little further away.
Oh yeah, sorry. It definitely feels like the big. I was just turning on the lights. That definitely feels like the biggest issue right now that I have is that I'm not implementing like space with my lasers instead of like doing approaching and retreating lasers, and I'm only doing in place lasers, which is kind of failing me a lot during this match, especially just like this one game. There are so many situations. If I just did the retreating, approaching lasers, I would have won a situation, or at least got the mix up in my favor.
And this matchup in particular, I think, is cool because the game plan is so simple, and it's a lot of like small execution things. Like you have to hit the low laser nair, you have to hit the high laser up tilt, you have to be able to like edge guard Marth without getting reversal and stuff like that. Like I think there's a lot of precision involved, but the actual plan, like as you can see, kind of repeats like a lot. Like it's either like a hold your ground spot, or like a retreating laser, approaching laser spot, or like an edge guard spot, and you just kind of like play for the corner and play out the spots and don't get reversal in the edge guard, and it just kind of like happens over and over. It's a very like repetitive matchup in that sense. It has a very like cyclical flow to it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. No, this is really good because my Marth Falco notes have expanded, and I cannot wait to play against all the shitty Marth players. And let's see, when's the next free rank day? On Saturday. Well, I guess I have a tournament on Sunday, so I'll be going to that. So hopefully I get to play the Marth players. We'll see how I do.
Yeah, great. Sounds good. If you have any like notes or you get any wins you want to talk about, or questions or anything like that, feel free to hit me up about it.
All right, definitely will do.
And yeah, it was a good lesson. It was fun talking.
Fun talking.
And I hope you have a good one.
Yeah, you have a good day, man.
Peace.
Yeah.